Now tell me, what does it mean by subject-verb agreement? Can any one of you tell me, please? Type it in the chat box. What does it mean by subject-verb agreement? And which is also known as concord. The synonymous name for subject-verb agreement is concord. Both the titles are synonymous to each other. Tell me, what does it mean by subject-verb agreement? Does anyone has an idea on that? Does anyone has an idea on that? Please tell me. 1109. Okay, there need to be a singular. It is something related to singulars and plurals. 11077. Good job. Close to the answer. Let me explain. What does it mean by subject-verb agreement? The meaning of subject-verb agreement is already there in the title itself. So what is the meaning of that? The agreement or an understanding between subject and a verb to form a meaningful sentence, and that concept we call it as subject-verb agreement. Let me repeat again. The agreement or an understanding between subject and the verb to form a meaningful sentence, that is called subject-verb agreement. The another name of the subject-verb agreement is also known as concord. The another name of subject-verb agreement is also known as concord. So I told that it is an understanding between subject and verb. Now immediately you have to pose a question. Sir, what kind of understanding they should have to form a meaningful sentence? Dear students, tell me what kind of understanding they have to form a meaningful sentence? What kind of understanding they should have to form a meaningful sentence? The understanding is, if the subject is singular, it has to take singular verb form. If the subject is plural, it has to take plural verb form. This is the main concept of subject-verb agreement. Most of the students, while they are forming the sentences, actually, they are committing the mistakes in regard of subject-verb agreement. They are not appropriately using the verb form according to the subject. For that reason, we are trying to learn this concept called subject-verb agreement. But if you would like to use them properly to make the meaningful sentences, we have some rules. Many rules are there, but in our class, I am going to discuss some important rules which are useful for our daily conversations. Shall we proceed? Dear students, shall we proceed? What are the rules we have regarding subject-verb agreement? Exactly. Yes, let us proceed. Yeah. I have given two sentences on the screen. What are the two sentences, my dear? Ram and Sham dash, in bracket options are and is playing a game. In the second sentence, he and his friends dash, in the options we have and has arrived. What are the right options for them? First tell me, what is the subject here? In the given two sentences, what are the subjects we have? Observe carefully, my dear students. Observe carefully, my dear students. In the first sentence, there are two nouns. What are the two nouns we have? Ram is one noun, Sham is another noun. These two nouns are combined with the coordinating conjunction and. So that is the reason we call it as a compound subject. We call it as a compound subject. What does it mean by compound subject, my dear students? The compound subject which is formed with the combination of either two nouns or two pronouns by using coordinating conjunction and. So now tell me, what are the right answers here? So Ram and Sham is the compound subject in the first sentence. He and his friends are the compound subject in the second sentence. Okay. Tell me what is the right answer now. For the first sentence, you are saying that R is the right answer. That means Ram and Sham are playing game. Then what about the second sentence? What about the second sentence? Have. He and his friends have arrived. It is very clear. In the first options, we have a B forms. What are the B forms they have given as options? Are and is. In general sense, are is used for plural, is used for singular. Similarly, in have forms, have is used for plural, has is used for singular. Is it right? Is it right? Are is used for plural, is used for singular. Similarly, in have forms, have is used for plural, has is used for singular. Okay. Now let us see whatever the answers you have given, whether they are right or wrong. What is the rule here? What is the rule here, my dear students? The rule is when two or more subjects or else nouns, when two or more subjects or nouns are joined together by coordinating conjunction and that we call it as a compound subject, and that compound subject should be considered as a plural. So when the subject is plural in a sentence, what is the verb form we have to take, my dear students? When the subject is plural in the sentence, what is the verb form we have to take, my dear students? Exactly. We have to take plural verb form. Then according to that rule, what is the right answer here? Ram and Sham are playing game. He and his friends. What is the plural have form we have? What is the plural have form between have and has? Have is the plural have form. Then the answer will be have. Hope it is very clear to all of you, my dear. Is that clear? What is the rule we discussed here? When two nouns are combined with the coordinating conjunction in the subject place, that subject we call it as a compound subject, which should be considered as a plural in the sentence. When the subject is plural, and the verb form also must be plural according to the basic rule of grammar. So this is rule 1. Yes, rule number 2. Rule number 2. What is rule number 2 here? Observe carefully. Here also the two nouns are combined with the conjunction and. Kani difference undi. You just need to observe the difference over there. The singer and composer have arrived or has arrived. Second sentence, the singer and the composer have arrived or has arrived. Yeah. Tell me what is the difference over there. If you observe the first sentence, two nouns are combined with the conjunction and. But what is the difference there in the first sentence? For the first noun, there is an article the. the singer. But whereas for the second noun composer, there is no article. That is one difference we can identify in the first sentence. But whereas in the second sentence, both the nouns are preceded by articles. But in the second sentence, both the nouns are preceded by articles. Observe carefully. Singer preceded by article the, composer preceded by article the. That is what the basic difference between the first two sentences. నేను ఈ ఆర్టికల్స్ గురించి ఎందుకు ఎంఫసైజ్ చేస్తున్నానంటే because the rule is related to article here. Because the rule is related to article. Sir, మీరు guess చేయండి. According to these two sentences, what is the right answer for the first one? First దానికి right answer ఏంటో చెప్పండి. Most of the, some people are saying have and some people are saying has. Okay, what is the right answer for the second sentence చెప్పండి. You can guess it. Second sentence, most of the people are saying, again here also diverse opinions are there, have and has. Okay, ఇప్పుడు నేనేం చేస్తానంటే I will display the rule. Based on the rule, you can tell me. Based on the rule, you can tell me 1001. Observe the rule carefully now. You can understand it. Based on the rule, you can tell me which is the right option. Okay, but focus on articles in the rule carefully. Okay, what is the rule? Rule number 2. What is the rule here? Let me repeat it. If the first noun is preceded by an article and the second noun doesn't carry any article before, the compound subject is considered as singular. It will take singular verb. What is this rule, my dear? If a compound subject is formed with the two nouns, but only the first noun is preceded by article, the second noun doesn't carry any article, that compound subject is considered as singular. Ante first sentence prakaram enti? The singer and composer are same, oka persone. Singer and composer iddaru kuda oka persone. They are not two individual people. So that is considered as a singular. But whereas, what is rule number 2? If two nouns combined by the conjunction and, if both the nouns are preceded by article, and that compound subject should be considered as a plural. Second sentence lo ade jarigindi manaki. Emaindi? Both the nouns are preceded by articles. The singer, the composer. What does it mean by that? Singer is a different person. Composer is a different person. Two individuals are there. Then that is considered as a plural. When the subject is considered as a plural, it has to take plural verb. Andarki rule ardhamainda? Let me explain the rule once again. In a compound subject, if only one noun is preceded by article, if the other noun doesn't carry any article in the subject, that compound subject should be considered as a singular. It has to take singular verb. But whereas in a compound subject, if both the nouns are preceded by articles, that compound subject should be considered as plural and it has to take plural verb form. Now, my dear students, according to this rule, tell me what is the right answer. The right answer will be, first one is a singular, because only the first noun is preceded by article, the second noun doesn't carry any article. That is the reason we have considered that as a singular. It has to take singular half form. What is the singular half form we have between have and has? Has is the singular half form. So the right answer will be has. Second one, both the nouns are preceded by articles here. The singer and the composer. Both are two different individuals. That is the reason we consider that as a plural. And what is the plural have form we have here? Have is the right answer. Ardhamainda rule number 2. Very, very important rule. It comes in many competitive examinations. Chala mandiki ee rule teliyadu. Chala mandiki ee rule teliyadu. Most of the people are not aware of this rule. Okay? Very important rule. It comes most of the time in the competitive examinations. Let me repeat the rule again. In a compound subject, if only one noun is preceded by article, if the other noun doesn't carry any article, that compound subject should be considered as a singular. It has to take singular verb. Whereas, in a compound subject, if both the nouns are preceded by articles, that compound subject should be considered as a plural. It has to take plural verb form. This is the basic second rule. Ardhamainda, shall we move on to the third one? Third one. Observe carefully. Observe carefully. Ikkada ha forms gaani be forms gaani levu. Ikkada emunnai main verbs unnai. Main verbs emunnai? Make, makes, win, wins. Kada? దేన్ని ప్లూరల్ అంటాం, దేన్ని సింగులర్ అంటాం చెప్పండి. ఈ మెయిన్ వర్బ్స్ లో దేన్ని ప్లూరల్ అంటాం, దేన్ని సింగులర్ అంటాం? ఫస్ట్ టెల్ మీ వాట్ ఈస్ ప్లూరల్. 2013 ES ఉంటే ప్లూరల్ కాదు. When we add S or ES to the main verb, that we considered as a singular. If we don't have S or ES to the main verb, and that will be considered as a plural. Exactly 1109. Make is a plural, makes is a singular. Win is a plural, wins is a singular. Okate gurtupettukondi. For a main verb, to differentiate what is plural and what is singular, if you add S or ES to the main verb, that we consider as a singular. If you don't add S or ES to the main verb, that should be considered as a plural. Okay? This basic understanding you should have. Now let us move on to the sentences. Ardhamaindi kada singular enti, plural enti? Now let us move on to the sentences, my dear. Early to bed and early to rise. Again, ఇది కూడా అంటుతోనే. Early to bed and early to rise make a man healthy or makes a man healthy. What is the right sentence? Slow and steady win the race or wins the race. What is the right answer for the first one and second one? Numbers isi cheppandi naku, then I can easily understand. Second one wins. First one makes. So makes and wins. That is what you are trying to say. First one make 1002. Very good. Let us see. కొంతమంది different opinions express చేస్తున్నారు. For that we need a rule. Rule ఏంటో తెలుసుకుందాం. Rule తెలుసుకుంటే ఆ opinions అన్ని మారిపోతాయి. We'll have a clarity. So let us focus on the rule, my dear. What is rule number 3? What is rule number 3? If two subjects or nouns together expresses only one single idea as a pair. If two nouns together expresses only one common idea as a pair, and that subject should be considered as a singular, it has to take a singular verb, not a plural verb. Observe carefully. Early bed and early rise, they are talking about a healthy body. They are talking about one common point. So, together they are talking about one common point and one common idea. So, that is the reason we consider that subject as a singular subject. Slow and steady. ఏమవుతుంది స్లో అండ్ స్టడీగా ఉంటే? It helps us to win the race. Exactly. There are some other examples also I have given. Breaking and entering. Breaking and entering is also considered as a singular. Is against the law. What is that? Bread and butter is available on the request. Very good, very good. Bread and butter is available on request. So what is the rule, my dear? If two nouns are combined with the conjunction and, but if both the nouns are talking about only one common point as a pair, that pair subject is considered as a singular. It has to take singular verb. It has to take singular verb. Then what is the right answer? Ippudu cheppandi correct answer enti? Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy and wise. Second sentence, slow and steady wins the race. Okay. Similarly, we have some other also. Breaking and entering, bread and butter, we call them as compound subjects. They talk about single idea. Shall we move on to the rule number 4? Right, right. Very good. Very good, very good. We'll move on to the rule number 4. I have given some sentences on the screen. Neither of the students are intelligent or he is intelligent. Second sentence, each child get a balloon or gets a balloon. What is the right answer? మీరు ఒకటి అబ్జర్వ్ చేయాలా? I am not using a correlative conjunction of neither nor here. I am using neither alone. Neither alone. Neither nor వేరు మళ్ళీ. ఆ డిఫరెన్స్ ఐడెంటిఫై చేయండి. I am using only neither alone. Exactly. I am using only neither alone. I am not using correlative conjunction of neither nor. Confuse avakandi. Okay. Then tell me what is the right answer. Neither of the students are intelligent or he is intelligent. What is the rule? Rule number 4. What is rule number 4? There are indefinite pronouns in English language. What are the indefinite pronouns I have given as a list there? They are either, neither, each, everybody, everyone, somebody, someone, something, anybody, anyone, anything, nobody, no one, one. All this list we call it as indefinite pronouns. So what is indefinite pronouns? What is the rule related to the indefinite pronouns, my dear? All indefinite pronouns are considered as singulars and they always take singular verb, not the plural verb. They always take singular verb, not the plural verb. When a sentence starts with, observe carefully, when a sentence starts with any of these indefinite pronouns, when a sentence starts with any of these indefinite pronouns, that is either, I am telling you it is not either or, only either. I am telling you it is not neither nor, only neither. That is different completely. They are correlative conjunctions. But here they are indefinite pronouns. Either is isolated, neither is isolated. Whenever a sentence starts with any one of these indefinite pronouns, the subject of the sentence should be considered as a singular subject. It has to take only singular be form, not the plural be form. This is rule number 4. What is rule number 4? If any sentence starts with any of these indefinite pronouns, either that is either, neither, each, everybody, anything else, whatever the list I have given. If any sentence starts with any of these indefinite pronouns, the subject of the sentence should be considered as a singular subject. It has to take singular verb. So according to this rule, tell me what is the right answers for 1 and 2. Then what is the right answer? Neither of the students is intelligent. Each child gets a balloon. Each child gets a balloon. Is that clear? Is the rule number 4 clear, my dear students? Shall I move on to the rule number 5? Good. Good. Right. Rule number 5. Rule number 5. Yes. What is this here? What is this here? 1,000 rupees are too much to spend on the slippers. 200 bottles of wine is plenty or are plenty? What is rule number 5? What is rule number 5? Very simple rule. If amounts have come as a subject in a sentence, it is 1,000 rupees or 2,000 rupees, 1 crore rupees, 1 lakh rupees or whatever. That number or the amount always be considered as a singular, not as a plural. Either it is 1,000 rupees, 100 rupees, 100 bottles, 1,000 bottles, whatever. If the number or the amount is coming in the subject place, that number or the amount should be considered as singular only, not a plural. Then according to that, what is the right answer? The answer is. 1,000 rupees is too much to spend on the slippers. 200 bottles of wine is plenty. This is rule number 5.